Field agents, FBI here. Going to go over our server analysis for server 648. They gave us a crushing defeat, as always. And here was the rundown on the tape. 7 trillion to 5.6. I was positive 1 trillion and negative 675 million. I encountered somebody that had higher buffs than me by a lot, and it scared me, and I was mad at my server, so I ended up quitting halfway through the day on Saturday. Plus my wife was giving me shit about playing the game. So, but let me show y'all. Let's go our locations, and then I will go over what I found when I saw the server. Here's what we got. Okay, so we're going to start it out with here's your list. You can write it down for the base locations, and then we'll cover these. You can pause it if you'd like. And one extra one on the bottom. Alright, carrying on, let's go. We're going to do SYN last, as it is their major base. Okay. 856 645. We're looking alright, no 40s. They're off the chart. ARD. Alright. Got you a 15-3. And some kind of French word. Louboutin. If I'm somewhat close, maybe. Alright. Moving on. FUR. Looks like a previous Challenge champion team that didn't dismantled. Imagine when they formed SNY, this team was part of a merger that created it. But for what's left, no 40 stayed behind. And it's just a farm base now. And you got 2 monster killers on here to kill monsters for the farms. But I always never know when somebody might drop a shield and get some resources. Moving on. Alright, we're going to jump down to PHX 406 457. This team was a little active in the server. Some 1.5s. Okay. Can't remember who it was, but just remember seeing that name pop up. Okay. Moving on. IDN is 293-594. It's looking to be a farm base. With maybe one monster killer. LOD. It's a big team. Wow. Yeah, fancy castle. Alright, 4.4, 2.1. Huh. $16.2. Pull them all. I like that. 1.2. 2. 7. 1. 1. Trap City. Alright, so that's that for them. They're off. YMK 727-400. Trap. Farm. Trap. Trap. Farm. Trap. They're not killing that wife. That monster right in front of their base is killing me. But alright. Could go either way. Small player or big trap. Player. Alright, so that's them. This guy at the top gets an honorable mention. Baby played and got some, was an active player. This was a very active, this guy had a lot of playtime. Warrants. I zeroed him, I think. I'm pretty sure it's the guy zeroed. Rome. That takes us to the team we was going to. Alright. 581, 510. Lots and lots of big teams. Lots and lots of big ones. 5.1. Tito. Tito gets an honorable mention. I'll go over him in a minute. He outbuffed me by like 700% on the ground. Trap. He's the reason I quit playing. Trap. 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 Big paid castle and doing a trap. It's a shame. Die. Trap. Trap. So there's a whole lot of traps. I know they had some big players though. Trap. Big trap. I remember it. Trap. 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 Yeah. Alright, there's a player. Oscula. Tito and Horseman. Well, he's got the strength. Alright, let's dig into it. I'm gonna pause this and get my rallies going, and then I'll come back to y'all with the reports. Where's my little button? Okay, guys, I'm back. Now, how do you get to this report? I want to rewind it a little bit and show you something before you get here. And this should be his own video, but you know how I am. I like to throw it all together. So, if you don't know, this is how the bigs do this. Before you would get to be a big slam-all on the big super hits, the bigs go back and forth and do these. You do little micro transactions, and what you're doing is gauging the enemy's buffs. So I'm sitting here and I'm reading what troops is he sending with what dragon, and then what's his buffs for each dragon. So right here, I determine that his ground buffs are his attacking ground buffs 34, 3, and 31. It's doable. I mean, that's in my range. I'm 32, 3, and 3, so it's still higher, but it's not ungodly, so I'd stay in it. I'm still testing them and do another ground. Now this is still him doing the attack. You recheck it again. 32, 3, 3, 34, 3, 3, 1. Come up here. That's a different person. Oh. This is my 1-1-1 defense. I know some of y'all seen this. Throw that up on the temples. It'll keep anyone but a big from coming and wiping you. You'd have to have buffs above the person to come out positive on this hit. Unless you do like a full hit. But then you risk the person striking the full hit on the temple. Or on the comeback. And here's where I did a teeth cleaning on the guy. He'd do a micro transaction on the siege. Just lower your numbers. He had like so many million reinforcements. I just wanted it to be enough. I wanted to flake off and kill some of what he had on the top. And send not enough so I know they wouldn't reach the bottom. Because at the bottom I know they would have died at the mounts. So I sent enough where it would kill some stuff in the middle. And I've had some people just continuously heal and let me do that for 20, 30, 40 hits. And I would score positive anywhere from 10 to 40 million points. Depending on, because, you know, we would change the range as we went. And you get 1 to 40, you get it 10 times. I mean, it adds up pretty good. And it's fun. Alright, so that's that. So then, now this was my mount. This right here was the premise on me making the big attack on him. Because this was the micro transaction and I checked them. 30, mine, 33, 3, 28, 27. He was 34, 3, and 31. He was only 200 higher than me on the attack. He had me on 6 on defense and 8. Oh man, I'm looking at it wrong. He had me on 70 points on defense and 400 points on HP. The ground, the mount transition would cover that because you're hitting the mount on the ground. So 300 or 400 points, you can fix that. You know, ground hitting range, mount hitting ground, etc. So I wasn't worried about it because I knew every so often he was hitting me with that big nasty ground. I mean, he did it several times and had become predictable. I just had to time it out. Here he did it again. I tested my mount on mount with him. Like I said, he was a superior person. He had me by 300. I had him, my defense is higher than his. And he had me by 150 on HP on the ground. Okay. Let's fast forward it to what actually happened. So even after I did the intelligent thing, I did all these tests. And I did them more than once. I did like 2 or 3. And I was just gauging them. I finally took the plunge. I understand he had 700,000 more troops. I figured to mount the ground would have took care of it. But this happens. My mount, which was supposed to have been 3,200, comes out at 28. My defense, which was supposed to be 29, comes in at 25. My HP, which is 26, comes in at 23. His 32 turns into 39. It's like all mine went down like 400, and all his went up like 400. And it ended up being I'm 1,020 short on the attack, and say 900 on defense and 14 on HP. Mount to ground ain't gonna cover that. Ooh. So, and then, now this is something I did screw up on. I didn't adjust for his. I was running a conservative preset. What you run to do the lower heal and to the highest damage. He was running a maximum he was like a stock market. He was running the most extremist, and I was running a conservative portfolio. I had 2, 1.8, 1, 1.2, and down here I ran 2, 1, 50. And then we go over here. It's 2.8, 1.9, 1.8, 7, 50. Well, I guess the 700,000 troops had to go somewhere, but they went all on the top. And they ate me. So, after this attack, I didn't want no more. I wrote him a message and congratulated him on having an amazing profile. And I didn't want no more of that. So, hats off to him as a super killer. Watch out for Tito. And I had one guy in the battlefield that also had the 4,000 buffs. Let me pause it. Equally embarrassing. This was my battlefield. Now this time he had 2.8 million more troops, but my ground versus this range. This was Abu. I'm not sure what server it's from. 44 against, and like I said, it showed up as 27 on this one too. Sometimes it shows up 32, sometimes it shows up 30, 3,000, sometimes it shows up 27. But yeah, he's at 4,000, 41, 3,000, 3,000. And check this march out. 2,000 on the top. 1.3. 1.9. 2.4. Or almost 2.4. 370. And then he flakes us down after that. So that was 2 players in the same week that dwarfed me with 4,000. I was feeling kind of short this week. That's why after I seen that, I just kind of threw my hands up and called it quits for the weekend. But anyway, we'll see y'all around. If you face this server, you need to watch out. He was the only person that defended their temple against me. No one else. Well, Baby came out and he tried. Him and Baby was the only 2 that came out and even messed with me when I was on the temple. But he did a really good job of it when he did come. They were respectful on the server chat, and they did hold up. They did very well on the humor truce. Neither server really went for temples during the humors, for the most part. I think they had 1 or 2 people that did float over, but they left after I said something on the server. As soon as I said something on the server chat about waiting until after humors, they left, and so that was really nice of them. They ended up getting it anyway, so at least we got to do the humors, and they got to do the humors uninterrupted. Okay, we'll see y'all around, and check us out for the next server analysis. See who to watch out for and what's out there.